All right, on the roast boxing out here with Bernard Hackett at round 15. What's good, Bernard?
Another day, another Saturday working out. We do.
Man, I finally get a chance to catch up with you, man. I had a chance to talk to Coach Calvin, Coach Kenny, Coach Squeeze, the whole rise. Just talking about recently with JALIL Hackett breaking the top 40 with a major sanctioning body with the WBC. I had to ask you about this, Coach, man, because you've been around him. He's family, JALIL Hackett, man.
Oh, that's from, I just got finished talking to his dad.
Yeah, me too. So, you know, with him, recently just got ranked by the WBC, one of the sanctioning bodies, ranked 38 in the world. You know, they only do the top 40, I think, anyway. Yeah, so
he's in there.
38 with 8 fights, Coach, man. I got to get your thoughts on that.
Well, JALIL is JALIL. JALIL raised up with us, you know what I'm saying? Just keep your eyes on youngin'. Keep your eyes on him. He got a good system in place. His system is tight. His family, father, you know. I call his dad. His dad said, that's your son too, you know. I call him JALIL here. And one thing what I love about JALIL, he said, man, when I get with y'all, I'm learning, you know. JALIL, that's my little secret weapon right there.
All right, Coach Kid, I got to ask you about this.
What's that?
Your youngster, JALIL. Top 38 in the world, man.
JALIL Hackett next up. I'm gonna tell you something. I seen that boy run a lot of people about that ring. I ain't calling no names, but Al Hammond needs to do his research and find out who the real dog is. JALIL Hackett, man.
Only 8 fights.
20 years old, man.
20 years old, 8 fights.
You can bet on that. You can bet on that kid because he's gonna be there every round. He's coming out like a pit bull.
Yeah, because even the person he had won the WBC youth belt from had never been stopped before.
Actually, they was questioning JALIL's dad, said, why y'all taking this fight? This kid might be too much for JALIL. You know, a lot of words was going around. Evidently, they didn't know who JALIL was, you know. He broke him down and stopped him there. What round was that? Third round? But he was supposed to have been too much for JALIL. JALIL got that gas, man.
When he work your body, it's a wrap.
He don't go out to sit in the ring and waste a lot of time. Ain't no such thing as a warm-up round with JALIL Hackett. And that bell ring, he coming.
He coming hard.
He coming. Believe that. If you ain't ready, you better get ready.
He's ranked number 38 in the world with just 8 fights.
Man, I'm very proud of him. It shows the diligence and hard work we've put in as a team and him as an individual. The good days, bad days, this is the outcome. So I'm very proud of where he's at, but we still got a long way to go.
You know, speaking on that, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. We can go back a few years, you know, just thinking about, you know, the frustrations in a young boxer's career when, remember that year, 2 years ago, post-COVID, I think it was just one fight that year?
Yeah, 2022.
2022.
Yep.
2 years ago, one fight that year, and just the poise of a young fighter to go through such an ordeal at a young age, not knowing, you know, where you stand during that time, and to see where we are today, the WBC Youth Silver Champion at the 147 division.
I think it was part of something that, for my son, he needed. You know, I think a lot of times when talented young athletes, whatever the sport is, their talent can push them and propel them very fast to a point where it wasn't that same, from our perception, hard work for it. But with him, I think him having some hiccups in the road made it where it was an appreciation level that was developing for him to say, hey, you know what, I earned every step of this, not just on talent, but the consistency of hard work.
You know, speaking on that, Bernard, how hard was that, you know, with your conversations with him? Because remember at one point in time, with all the different medias, starting with ES News, with Ellie, you know, the next Earl Spence 2.0, mini fight hype, so many different boxing media outlets, you know, with high praise of JALIL, and then having that type of year where you didn't get to showcase what everybody was talking about.
A fighter that I watch a lot right now is Earl Spence, because that's one of my favorite fighters, and I've got the comparison to him a few times.
Oh, no, it's all good. Listen, yeah. By the way, he's 19 years old. You know what his nickname is? They call him Earl Spence 2.0. No joke. I call him LeBron James of boxing because he made it to the pros from high school, bro.
Young guys at 140. I ain't got to bring Tank up there. I can bring him down. So guess what? I can have 47 and 40. He can get the 40, y'all. Right, Bernard? We're going to patent that shit you doing.
I can look online. I think Zed Brooks got that video. He posted it up. They was on somebody's podcast talking about, Gary Russell was doing bad, making DC look bad. JALIL called in from the gym. He stopped training and called in. Said, hey man, if y'all feel that way, y'all want to see what DC boxing like, I'm available. I know, and he was still an amateur, I think, at the time. He was like, I come out there and spar with you since y'all got all these dudes in camp sparring with you. That joint became radio silence. I like what you're doing, young buck. I like what you're doing. Salute the young guns. But it never was, all right, come on out. And we know back then, Devin had a lot of amateurs he was sparring with. So it wouldn't have been nothing for Shawty to make that trip. When JALIL was 15 and Calvin and Kenny and Leonard Ellaby Floyd, all them got on the phone together. They said, bring them up. Wasn't no two ways about it. Tank walked in the gym the first time he ever sparred with JALIL. He said, oh, I heard you ready. You think you ready to be a pro. Put your gloves on. You sparring. Don't nobody else dress out but you. Wow. Tank did that. Once again, that's what monsters do. Yeah, that's what they don't growl in the pack. They come out the shadows and they bite.
We have a terrific card from top to bottom. I got two of my young guns that are fighting on the undercard.
I love Jalil Hackett. I think he's fantastic to watch. He's 3-0 and he's barely a teenager.
Yes, he is. And he's from where I'm from, Washington D.C. And he's a terrific young fighter. He just graduated high school. He comes from a great family. His dad is a terrific trainer. He sets a great example for him outside of the ring, and so I'm just excited about where Jalil Hackett is going to go in his career. Again, he's going to be a champion in a few different weight classes. Just watch and see.
Once again, I think that for him, it was a different type of learning experience. I think fighters gain experience in and out the ring. That was the out of the ring experience that, hey, everything doesn't go right. Everything doesn't go as scheduled. Everything doesn't go as planned. When that happens, what does your mind, what does your intestinal fortitude tell you to do? It's like when put in a bad situation, people or animals have to make the choice, fight or flight. And you have to decide if you're going to stand, hold your ground, or if you're going to just run and hopefully, find some type of salvation in that. So for me, I think that was a learning experience outside the ring that he needed early in his career.
Does that also speak to patience also as well? Because just going back to what you see now, what's going on over at Mayweather Promotions, you see like with Richardson Hitchison leaving, going over with Eddie Hearn, a lot of fighters stepping out doing their own thing now at this point in time. If their contract is up with them or they just decide to move on, what makes you stay in there with the fight with Mayweather Promotions?
I think when you look at it, it's been like I said. I always go back. It's a learning experience. We've gotten fights. I think him being young, it ain't always as fast as a young person wanted. But when you think about it and compare it to other sports, I don't think Jordan Love is mad right now at the way his career is gone. He sat behind behind Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre. When you look, sometimes the best place you can view something from is from the outside. Then you get to know what it is when it's your turn to step in. When you look at Floyd Mayweather over his career, he's done a lot of great things. Not just being 50-0, but the way he got there. The concept of hard work and dedication that he's made a model for himself has been the thing that he wants to rub off on the young fighters that he's with. And sometimes you learn certain things through tough love, you know, but you learn it. You know, I always say Mayweather, it seems like he's in the business of making stars. You know, and he's been a part of making a lot of people stars, whether it's directly or indirectly. We knew about Canelo Alvarez before he fought Floyd, but he became a star after the Mayweather fight. Gervonta Davis, Floyd was part of making him a star. Gervonta Davis made Isaac Pitbull a star.
Rolly a star.
Rolly. So it's like he's been part of a lot of star building. Whether things work out perfect or imperfect, the time you get to spend with somebody like that is invaluable. Kobe was never a Chicago Bull or a Wizard next to Mike, but Mike was a big part of what we appreciated about Kobe Bryant, so he got to take that from him.
You know, that's interesting there, because I saw T-Mac talking about the discussion of Kobe Bryant being in the top 5, and he couldn't believe it because a lot of people was talking about, well, he played with Shaq. Well, like he said, Magic Johnson played with 5 Hall of Famers, man.
So, once again, you got a lot of people that played with the greats, and they didn't take all of the pieces from the greats, because when they went somewhere else, what did they do? You know, but when you look at the greats, when they went somewhere else, they did the same thing. The best example I can use with that, look at Deion Sanders. He was prime time with the Atlanta Falcons. He was prime time with the Dallas Cowboys. He was prime time with the 49ers. Every time he left one place, were they better after him leaving or worse after him leaving?
Yeah, they were definitely worse after he left.
Thank you. So when you look at that, stars make places better. You know, and for my son, I hope that he gets those opportunities to learn as much as he can from the whole Mayweather situation, not just the promotion side, but the personal side. And whether it's a 20-year career or whether it's 10 years or whatever, that was always a valuable piece of what helped develop him as a professional.
You know, during fight night when JALIL fought for the WBC youth title, you know, talk about a lot of people were saying, why did you take that fight this early against an opponent?
We got a lot of people that really was like, this might be too much too soon for him. And
how far up did that go with that conversation?
Went a long way. It went a long way. We actually, you know, once again about the Mayweather situation, you know, they always ask, you know, hey, do you think this is the right move for you, or what you think, how you feel? You know, they had people like, especially like Leonard Ellerman, call and talk to him. He always, you know, stays in touch with him. You know, for him to say, we know what you can do, we got your back. That was the feel-good point. But to have them, you know, even say, oh, you think you're ready for this? And Floyd ain't that guy to say if you're ready or ain't ready. He asks you, do you think you're ready? You know, would you rather have a promoter that says you ain't ready and keep pushing you back, or would you rather have a promoter say, I'll stand behind you? You know, so I think that's the type of stuff that, you know, has been going on. But with that, I had a lot of good coaches and fighters. You know, I don't put them out there, but they know, you know, I talked to a lot of them. They was like, man, this kid ain't never been down. This kid ain't never been stopped. He come from a boxing pedigree. You know, hey, I said, JALIL said, hey, in JALIL's words, your job is to prepare me. Your job is to get a game plan. My job is to carry out the game plan. So that's what we went in there. He carried everything out from the beginning over to the end.
You know, speaking on that, Bernard, 3rd round stoppage. Right after that, man, what was those phone calls coming into you like after that?
Coach Bosey, man, that's my guy. He was like, hey, I see my dude did it. In person, Coach Calvin, Coach Kenny was like, boy, we knew what you could do. Leonard Ellerman, right on the phone. Hey, man, great job. Enjoy the night. Get back to work. And to actually see Floyd, you know, he see everything. He like the Wizard of Oz. He see everything. For him to post up, you know, congratulations, my guy, good win. You know, those type of things is like, you know, there are people behind you. I think sometimes the frustration come when everybody don't see behind the curtain. But when you know behind the curtain what's going on, that's what
you know, that's a great point, because Floyd doesn't do stuff like that on his personal page on Instagram, and that was major for him to get shout out JALIL like that.
Yeah, so you know that's part of the growth. You know, I think one of the things that I think gets lost in the mix of it, they say if Floyd there, he trying to steal shot. If he not there, he ain't supporting you. But behind the curtain, hey, we know what it is. You know, that's my whole thing. You know, and like I said, I always got to say, Floyd is the brain trust of the company. But when you look at the way moves are made, things that are going on, I like to always shout out Leonard Elephant, man. I mean, the dude on point.
Another one straight out of DC.
Yeah, straight from the home front.